The fight between Zoro and Dracula Mihawk in One Piece is one of the most underrated scenes in One Piece. And also this is where Oda reveals the true personality of Zoro. The scene teaches several powerful lessons about ambition, humility, and growth. In the first panel we see Mihawk noticing the gap between his and Zoro's abilities, which strongly hints at Mihawk's mastery of observation haki and battle intuition. But Zoro, tied by his promise to a dear friend and his own ambition, has full confidence in his training and challenges Mihawk. Zoro draws all his 3 swords. On the other hand, Mihawk mocks him by drawing the smallest blade he has. Zoro charges at Mihawk with full strength, with the undefeated attack, Onigiri. After that, what Mihawk says is legendary. Frog in a well know how big the world is. These lines are absolute eye-opener for any human being. We should never show off or ever feel that we are the only strongest one around. Always, always, always be humble. There is always a bigger fish in the sea. We always feel that we have seen it all. And we know everything about the world. But there are powers way beyond our imaginations, which can kill us in an instant. The ancient Indian political genius, Chanakya, once said, "Never fight with a stronger enemy. Instead, be patient and wait for the right time." This is exactly what Mihawk is trying to teach Zoro here. Mihawk stops Zoro's attack with such a tiny sword. There itself Zoro realizes that how far he is from becoming the world's strongest swordsman. But the weight of his ambition and promise are not letting him to stop, and he keeps on attacking recklessly but with full strength. And that's where Mihawk begins to appreciate the ferocity of Zoro's swordplay. But still Mihawk is toying around with Zoro. Suddenly Zoro enters into a very strong, emotional flashback where he used to fight Kuina, and gave her the promise of becoming the strongest swordsman. And after her death he carried Kuina's will. By wielding Kuina's blade, the Wado Ichimanji. Mihawk then says these legendary lines. He asks Zoro, "What do you wield on your shoulders? What do you desire once you have grown stronger?" I tell you, Oda is a genius when it comes to writing a strong character. Strong people have immeasurable depth in their personality. We humans often desire to become powerful, but behold, power is only given to the one who has a noble goal. Have you ever gave it a thought about what will happen if your greed for power and money is satisfied by God? Will you still remain a good person? Will you not be puffed up with ego and pride? There are many examples in reality where people earned a lot of riches only to become drug addicts and prostitute hunters, walking on the path that puts them away from God and finally seeing their own life fall apart. Yes, it's true, with great power comes a great responsibility. Mihawk, being the strongest swordsman of the era, wants to know. What is driving Zoro so much? What are his true desires, why he wants to become the strongest? To which Zoro simply says, "I just can't lose." And he again hastily charges at Mihawk with the attack called Tiger Trap. And that's where he gets badly stabbed in the chest by him. Mihawk purposely misses the heart of Zoro, because he is curious and wants to know why Zoro is putting his life on the line. He is deeply trying to understand Zoro's mindset. Mihawk again asks him, "Why aren't you withdrawing?" And what Zoro replied to him is where he realized Zoro is a no ordinary man. He is a man of values who keeps his promises even if it means death. And Zoro clearly states here that he is ready to die for the promise he has given in the past. Mihawk is literally moved by Zoro's words. He looks at Zoro with mad respect. Mihawk wants to remember Zoro's name, as it's been a long time he has seen such a strong personality with unshakable determination for his goals. Now he addressed Zoro as Strong One, out of respect for his willpower. Mihawk then, out of appreciation, takes out the black blade Yoru, the strongest sword in One Piece. And hence we see a final face-off between Zoro and Mihawk. Both charge at each other and 2 of Zoro's swords are shattered into pieces. Zoro knows it's over for him now, and he finally turns around with open arms saying, "Scars on the back are swordsman's shame." Mihawk is amazed and grows a huge respect for Zoro. And he plans to keep Zoro alive by cutting him. And not killing him, to honor Zoro for his immeasurable willpower. A dream, a promise that's worth dying for. He advises Zoro to learn more about the world. And specially learn more about himself. Mihawk wants to hold the title of the world's strongest and wait for Zoro to reach at the top. It's a huge thing for a person like Mihawk to say. He saw the spark and fire in Zoro. Zoro then accepts defeat, and yet he makes a powerful statement. Luffy was watching the entire fight. Zoro makes a strong promise that he will never be defeated again. And the king of the pirates will get not less than the world's greatest swordsman. Now what lesson do we get from the entire scene? 1. Be a man of your words, never back down when it comes to fulfilling your promises. Even it means death before defeat. If you build such a personality, even in failure you will always be respected by people around, for the efforts you made. 2. If you are seeking power, be it wealth, physical strength, sharp mind and intellect. Ask yourself, how will I use it for a noble cause? And hence God himself will draw your path. Remember the old saying, with great strength comes great responsibility. Don't let your blessing be the reason of your downfall. 3. Be the change that you want to see in the world, it always starts from you. 4. Respect the strong ones and learn from your failures. 5. Even if you are at the top, be humble, and motivate the youth to wield higher purpose in life. Analyze your problems very deeply like Mihawk did, and learn to forgive people for a higher purpose. I hope we learned something of value from this scene. The goal of our channel is to motivate the anime community. And by subscribing to our channel you will officially take me as your nakama, and promise that you will always strive to grow yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually and emotionally, and use your powers for a noble cause, and strive to make this world a better place.